Hey guys, welcome back to another bullet journal setup. I wanted to come up with something extra summery for the month of August, and I was very inspired by an e-learning course I discovered teaching gorgeous watercolor illustrations. Skillshare is the sponsor of this video, and it's an online learning community with more than 19,000 classes in videography, productivity, photography, and even journaling. Skillshare is great for people who want to make their passion a full-time job or just progress in their own lives in an area they are passionate about. I mean, it goes very well with bullet journaling, if you ask me. Skillshare gives you all the tools you need to meet all your goals. And the good news is I have something very special for you guys. A premium membership begins around $10 a month, but for the first 100 people to sign up with the link that I linked down below, you can get 2 months of Skillshare for free. Yeah, you heard right. But now let's jump right into my bullet journal setup. I will also link the 2 courses that helped me the most from Skillshare in the down bar. And there are so many great options, and one of them is about art journaling and about calligraphy. This can be very useful for what we are doing today, but first let's start with some watercolors. I was very inspired by the current British weather, and I mean, I don't know where you guys live, but it's pretty hot out here. And ice creams are a must at the moment, and there are so many nice, colorful, inspiring options. I looked up some images on Pinterest as well, and I just started doodling. The only thing that you have to be very aware of when you're using watercolors in your bullet journal is that you cannot use too much water. When you use too much, the pages go a little bit wilty, and yeah, it doesn't look that great anymore, and it's very hard to use both sides of the paper. Yeah, this is the only thing that you have to keep in mind. Otherwise, feel free to experiment. I mean, you can not go wrong. If you have too much water on a page, just do a collage on the next one, or you can always glue some pages together. It's not a big deal. Yeah, I also tried a new pen, and I will link all my supplies as well in the down bar below. And my favorite of those 3 is the watermelon ice cream lollipop in the middle. It's so colorful, and I don't know, I just recognize it from childhood. It only brings up very good memories. And the good thing about watercolors is that you can really build up with details. But again, you have to keep in mind that you cannot use too much water and too much color. So you can also go in with another pen, just like me here with the Muji gel pen. Or what always looks really great is a metallic gel pen in white or a metallic gel pen in gold. This is what I really like to do as well. Moving on to my monthly overview, I tried something new. I did a 1-page spread, and I will also write down all the dimensions for those boxes in the down bar. It's a fairly minimal but quite delicate layout, and you don't have that much space to write down all your appointments and meetings, but you can kind of adjust this whole page to your needs. I have those 2 boxes you can see on the bottom of the page, and I will use them for my main tasks and goals of the month of August. You could also use a color code and then write down the most important dates and appointments down there. But I will use the notes section on the right of the page for this. Yeah, I'm really excited to see if this is enough space for me. In general, I don't really use my monthly spread a ton. It's kind of a habit, and I cannot really get rid of it. I don't know, it's just a part, a staple in my monthly setup. So I'm really excited to see if it works out very well if I don't use that much space, but I will report back really soon and maybe share a filled out version on Instagram. But now let's move on to my very favorite double spread of every setup. It's my sleep log and my habit tracker. I really love to combine those 2 because then you can just fill out everything at once, and I also really love to decorate these 2, and I went for a circular habit tracker. I have done this in the past, and I will link 2 other versions of this down below as well. I have one that's more minimal and more elegant, and I have another one which is very green and summery and also a great theme from last year. And the main focal point of this is the very colorful illustration. And here you can also see how I try to tie in 2 pages together by doing an illustration that kind of covers both pages. That's also a very smart way to have decorum on a page when you don't really have much space for it, because my sleep log needs all of the space that I can get from this one page. And it's very good to have it next to a page like the habit tracker, which is very embellished, and then it doesn't look that plain. But my sleep log layout hasn't changed since forever, I guess. Those two lines that I'm now drawing in are the markers for my ideal sleep slot that I almost never get. I don't know why, I'm really bad at this point. Maybe it's the heat, I can blame it on that. Yeah, but overall I really like how this turned out, and I can only recommend for you to try it. Also the habit tracker, it's very cool. It's a really nice and new and funky way to do it. The only thing that I have to say is that you cannot track as many habits as with a regular habit tracker, and it's kind of fiddly to draw everything, and better be prepared, you will make some mistakes, but you just have to roll with it. I'm also very pretty sure that I've seen some stencils out there for this type of layout. I don't own one, so I haven't tried it, but I will try to find some and link them down below if you want to try it. Yeah, I think it's kinda zen and meditative to do this, because you just really have to concentrate and focus and try to not smear the lines and don't do anything wrong, but if it happens, I mean, c'est la vie. Yeah, but I really like it. I cannot do it every month. I kind of get bored, and after a month of having a circular habit tracker, I mostly always tend to go back to my regular one because I want to track my habits then. I have meditation, my workouts, flossing, decaf, my 15-minute cleaning challenge, and flossing on that. I know you guys are always very, very invested and interested in how many and which habits I track. Yeah, let me know in the comments down below what are the habits that you wanna track and yeah, get into your life. I would really love to know. I am a very big fan of habit tracking in general, and I just love everything around this whole universe of getting all those new and positive habits in your life. Right now I'm also drawing some more outlines. I'm always, very torn if I should do outlines at all. I think sometimes the illustrations don't look as finished without them, but the outlines kind of take away from the watercolor look. It looks a little bit more like a comic or, more like childish illustration, but I still really like it. And without using that much details and a lot of water and a lot of layers, I think it's the best way to have a nice watercolor look in your bullet journal. But now let's move on to another weekly spread. I'm also trying out something very new. It's something with a lot of lines, some illustrations, and I will do these without watercolors because I know a lot of you don't really have watercolors or don't want to use them in your bullet journal. I really understand because it's not very easy to handle. So I will do similar illustrations as before, just to show you how this can look and work with a felt tip or a brush pen. So I will draw all the different shapes again, and you can see how it looks. It's a little bit more minimalistic and basic, but I really like how this turned out. At first I was planning to use these little illustrations as kind of like a sticker or something that I would use as a backdrop for my dates and stuff, but then I decided they looked so pretty that I did not want to ruin them with the date on them, so I just went for it and did a different one with a different color for every day of the week, and then I decided to put the date of the certain day just next to it, and you will see that in a second. So let's finish this up. I almost cannot decide if I like the watercolor illustrations more or those that are more minimalistic and a little bit more straightforward, and they also don't take up that much time, to be honest, so I really like both of them. Yeah, and I'm really excited if the space and how this layout works will work for me in the end, because I'm used to having a big running to-do list, but I also know I can always go back to my running to-do list if I just need another brain dump for a day. I can open up a new page. This is the beauty and the whole thing that sells the bullet journal to me, the flexibility. So I can always just open up a new page and open up a whole new world. Yeah, that's my weekly spread. I love how this turned out, and now let's have a last look at all of the pages that I did. I'm loving this watercolor effect with the glittery Kuretake watercolors. I link them down below, and I will fill all of these spreads out later. And I'm very excited for August, for all of the summer nights and for everything that I will do. And I'm really hoping to improve my sleeping pattern again, and I tracked a ton of habits last month, so I'm fairly ready to tone this down a bit. And yeah, let's see how it goes and how it works for me. For me, it's always a little bit of a back and forth between just tracking like 5 single habits and 20, 25. I don't know any in between. Yeah, and let's also see how this weekly spread works for me. I'm kind of have a feeling that I will have to open up the one or other running to-do list for this as well, but I mean, hey, that's not a problem. I still have some pages left on this journal, and I'm also very excited to just start a new journal very soon. I think it will be time in maybe September or maybe October. Yeah, that was my bullet journal setup. Please feel free to comment down below if you liked it, and also give this video a like, and see you very soon. Bye bye!